Hi, Peter Charles here, Hooked Fly, fly fishing. And today we're going to do an elk hair emerger pattern. Now, this comes out of the Fly Tying Bible book, and they talk about it as being a midge imitation rather than a caddis imitation. We would normally think of something like this to be a caddis imitation. Now, what I found, and other friends of mine have found as well, sometimes when you see caddis coming off, the caddis that sit low in the water seem to catch more fish than caddis that's sitting on top. Don't ask me why, it just seems to be one of those things some days. So I won't be against having this pattern in my fly box with different colored bodies to imitate various types of caddis when those days when they seem to want a low sitting one for some reason. So let's get tying and looking at the materials of the elk hair emerger. The hook is going to be a size 14 in a typical dry fly hook. We're going to use a brown thread in a Veevus 10/0. We're going to use a small oval gold tinsel. The body is going to be this fiery brown dubbing. It's now SLF dubbing. And we're going to use this light colored elk hair for the wing. So let's get started. You tie in a rib. Bring your thread back. Now the dubbing. Now you notice I'm leaving myself a fair bit of room at the head to tie in the wing. Now for our rib, turn at the back and come forward. One of the things you can do if you want to keep your rib very secure, it adds a bit of bulk, but if you fold it back and wrap over it, it will be quite snug and won't come out. Okay, now what I've done is I've already got my elk hair in a stacker. We want it just a little bit longer than the body. And do a pinch loop and pull up. Soft wrap, pull up. Soft wrap, pull up. There we go. Now what you can do is come in with some wraps underneath before you trim off. What that does is it helps that head to stand up. One of the problems we get into with this style of tying is that you can end up with the eye of the hook being crowded so badly that you can't get the tippet through. So by putting a few wraps underneath like that, you keep the material away from the eye of the hook. Okay, now we'll come in and do our whip finish. There we go, our elk hair emerger. I've made this wing a little bit more bulky than in the pattern book because I'm looking at this as being a caddis emerger. Something else you can do with this, which is very, very effective, is you can swim this underwater. I would change the body color a little bit. I'd go more to a tan rather than a fiery brown that I'm using here, but or you can use it with olive as well. But hydropsyche, they dive underwater. This would be a great pattern for that. The last thing we're going to do is just come in with our toothbrush and pick out a little bit of this. Something else you can use too. This is a copper gun cleaning brush. Very good for picking out dubbing. You know, so you can pick out as much as you want or as little as you want. Very handy, you can be quite precise with it. It's quite good. Okay, there is our elk hair emerger. As I say, it could be used as a diving caddis imitation as well. And you can use it just for a low riding dry, any way you like to fish it. And if you want to stay more in a midge imitation, just make the wing smaller, that's all. So there you go, the elk hair emerger. Cheers.